All praise to the Most High. I got to say, here we go again. Here we go again. Mr. Locke has just been added to the number of people who are deprived of the right to be. Now, a lot of people like to see things from the racial lens. Are most of these police killings racially motivated? I have to say no. Okay? I have to say it stems from the training of these officers and the hubris that they possess. Okay? So now you have cops going into this notion that it's better to be judged by 12 than to be carried by 6. So when you instill that into a rookie's head, what do you think is going to happen? He's thinking about self-preservation first, in the sense that shoot and ask questions later. That is not a good public servant, okay? That's not a good public servant. But this is the kind of hubris the cops have, law enforcement have in this country. And they're backed up by that unconstitutional right that they have called police welfare, better known as qualified immunity. Then we have lying politicians, whether it's Democrat, Republican, you name it. You know, you got to remember the police union is very powerful, okay? And that's all that drives this situation. So you have the mayor of Minneapolis, he's saying in his campaign that he is going to abolish no-knock warrants. Guess what? He lied. So after this poor young man has been sacrificed, he goes in there on a whim and put a total moratorium on no-knock warrants. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, man. This problem is I mean, we've been going through this nonsense for too long. You know, the preamble says we the people. Okay? So if we the people feel that we're not getting good service from the people who we elected, I think it's time to take a look and see what's going on and get rid of them. But the system is so entrenched. You know, whether it's Democrat or Republican, the Republican does it most of the time, where they draw maps and exclude certain people to maintain power, called gerrymandering. It should be unconstitutional to do that. When you gerrymander maps, that means you're a lazy politician. The era of the soapbox is gone. Okay? You're supposed to get up on that soapbox, put forth your ideas and whatever, and people would vote for you if they think that their ideas align with yours. Majority wins. This is what you call a democratic society. Okay? Gerrymandering is not. I don't care what the Supreme Court says. The Supreme Court says if gerrymandering is not racial, then it's constitutional. BS. How could you tell the difference? So they got to actually draw a map and put the N word next to the map and say, oh yes, this is unconstitutional. Nonsense, man. Gerrymandering is a scourge of this society, and it's going to cause the downfall of this society, because it creates lazy politicians. Okay? Politicians who don't want to knock on doors and all this stuff and do the necessary work to garner the votes. This is where we at. It's contributing to the downfall of this society. But anyhow, Mr. Locke was killed by a quote-unquote no-knock warrants that should not be existing in this town. How many victims? I don't care if you're white, black, green, whatever. How many victims would it be before that type of behavior has stopped? You know, there's this really forward-thinking judge. I don't know where it was. Is in Minnesota? But he's seen so much tragedies in his courtroom stemming from nonsensical traffic stops. You know, that last cop that went to jail, I don't remember the guy's name that she killed right now. You know, originally that traffic stop was for a 99 cents air freshener hanging on the guy's rearview mirror. Do you know that? Guy got scared and, panicked. She pulled her gun and shoot him instead of a taser. That stop was initiated because of a 99 cents air freshener. And you know what's so disturbing about it? That's why I said most of it is not racially motivated. It was initiated by a black cop. And after that poor cop realized her mistake, she was inconsolable. And you know what that black cop says? It's okay. It's okay. Everything's going to be okay. He tried to run me over, which was a lie. So don't tell me these cop shooters are racial. You got black cops that are buying into the system, so it can't be racial. It's what they've been taught. And the pressures of policing for profit, policing for stripes, for ranks, policing for money from the federal government. So this is what the Bible says. This is what the Bible says. The love of money is the root of all evil. Okay? This is what's going on. It's policing for profit. Policing for ranks. I have seen something so simple, okay? A policeman, before they pull you over, they have most of the information they need. They run your tag. They know that you have insurance that is valid, and the vehicle is registered. Everything is up to par. Now, the only thing they need from you at that point is if they're going to issue a citation, they need to match your face to your driver's license. Why are cops allowed to ask for registration and insurance when they know the information already? That is something most people keep in a safe location, and they have to go reach and rifle around for those things. Guess what? A lot of people make the mistake of keeping that type of information next to their registered weapon, legal weapon. Some people don't think that because they have that stuff there, their lives are in danger. Okay? The hubris of this police department and the way how they've been taught, they are talking about as soon as they see a gun, they're allowed to take your life. No. You have to brandish the weapon and pose a danger to them. But they are given the option that if their lives are in danger, you see the direction we're going? If they think their lives are in danger, they're allowed to kill you. Now, that goes back to the stigmatism of they having this preconceived notion that black people are violent and black people are most susceptible to commit crimes and all of this nonsense. You see how dangerous that precedent is? When they come across people of color in the streets or anywhere with this preconceived notion and this free range to take your life, why wouldn't they not see a gun if the Constitution, the Second Amendment, says we have a right and it shouldn't be infringed upon? It is really sad what's going on in this country. It is sad, 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 sad. But folks, you want gun control? You want all of this stuff? I'm not for gun control. I don't care what you do. It's always gonna have criminals out there. Okay? England doesn't have that. England, you have a screwdriver in your pocket, you could probably go to jail because they say that could be used as an offensive weapon. So you're not even allowed to have stuff like that on your person in England. But guess what? England has some of the worst knife crimes in the world, some of the worst stabbings. Criminals gonna be criminals. Okay? Gun control cannot work. One person killed by a weapon is one too much in my book. But like I'm saying, like it's proven, and like the NRA proved in the past, you want gun control? We black people need to arm ourselves to legally own weapons on a mass scale. And you'll get gun controls at lightning speed. It happened in California to that racist Republican god that they had called Ronald Reagan. Okay? When the Black Panthers couldn't take police brutality anymore, they exercised their Second Amendment to bear arms. Guess what? They concocted the scheme because of them to stop them from carrying out their constitutional rights. Ronald Reagan signed off on it, and the NRA, the bastion of the Second Amendment, seconded it. They were for gun control. Look up the history. But it was gun control when black folks are involved. Do you understand why NRA is always silent with cases like Mr. Locke and Philando Castile and the poor soldier who was murdered in the mall because he had a weapon on him? You understand why the NRA is so quiet? Do you understand that? You dummies, people of color who subscribe to an organization who don't think that you have the right to bear arms. I don't even know if the NRA have anybody of prominence of color in their organization. I don't even know. I'm telling you, folks, no amount of marching, no amount of yelling will change nothing. Okay? You can't even get that idiot Tim Scott to say that choking an individual is illegal. Let me tell you something. Changes is going to come when we decide that we're going to run for office and we're going to take controls of the areas that we live. And we don't need no kind of bourgeois people representing us. We need Moses in our ranks. We need David in our ranks. We don't need people like Tim Scott and all these other dummy Republicans representing us. We need radical people like Cori Bush, Hakeem Jeffries. These are the people we need to represent us and to be forceful about our needs. Then and only then we might see some changes. But hitting the pavement singing these tired Negro spirituals, man, talking about we shall overcome. No, buddy, those days are over. Become the people that God put us here to be, man. I am tired of singing these tired Negro spirituals. Tired. That's the same thing Moses saw. He took action. We need to run for public office. We need to get involved. Change the dynamics. Stop singing those tired Negro spirituals.